Everybody wants to be an astronaut. Take the long, tall trail to the sun.
Howdy everyone, welcome back to more for the Golden Path Internationals, being sponsored by Unfussable Narrative. There is just a couple of games remaining in the group stages as it wraps up and everyone sees if they have done enough to progress towards the knockout stages. And we're having a look at Group D today, a group that has been razor close all throughout, to the point where we have a three-way points tie for third position, and none of the top five are secure at this point. Here is the table, and you can see immediately just how close it is. Second to fifth place, only a point in it, absolutely nothing to call, and as such, there is everything to fight for here. ArthurDee, Aussie, Ruffians, and PelicanYawning are going to be playing this final game. Deepwood has secured their way into the next round, although they are not guaranteed to win the group. If ArthurDee can win this match, then they will go top of the table. Wizard of Wit is in dire straits as well. It looks like, unless ArthurDee has a complete catastrophe here, Wizard is going to be forced into the wildcard section. But that's not even getting into Josh Rag and Floody occupying fourth and fifth, and it is precarious. In fact, there's only 0.03 of a percentage point between them as it stands. Unbelievably close, and Ozymandias is going to be looking with great interest. He has also got a win, but his average points is slightly below. And as such, he needs a decent result here. Second place would guarantee him a shot at the wild cards, but if he only scores third, then it is hard to know. For Ruffians and Pelican, unfortunately, neither of them are going to be able to proceed in through the tournament, even if they do manage to win this game, so they are playing purely for pride. So all eyes are going to be on ArthurDee, who has nothing to lose and everything to gain by trying to win this match, but mainly on Aussie. Second place would guarantee him next round. Third place, hard to know. Alright then, so we're getting ready for this match here. I'll have a table that I can mess around with on the side, just so I can keep track of it, but the goal here is pretty simple. ArthurDee needs to win to top the group, and Aussie probably needs second place in order to qualify. If he gets third, it's going to be tough to see how he makes it, all things being honest. So let's have a look at the row here in text, and there is a lot of good cards here. There's a lot of nice stuff, you know? I mean, that assassination machine, big, no. Lady Jessica, possibly the best card in the entire game, is on the opening row, so that is going to be of high value. Treachery, also huge card early. Fremenkamp, very solid. Gunfop's a great combat card. It's got loads of combat potential here. Lots and lots of good stuff. The combat potential continues here. Flagship, very strong. That's going to be hunted down. Shuttle Fleet as well. Could be used very aggressively. The money, to get hold of Mentats, to buy resources. The bump's obviously huge, so loads to fight for here. And having a look at the row here, wow. There is no Helena, which is very notable. This is an amazing Helena board. There's also no Beast, and I would have loved this as Beast 2 as well. But Baron and Tezia are here. Unamortani's here as well. Ekaz is present. This isn't a good Ekaz row, though, all things being honest. You can only get hold of one card. It's a good card for Ekaz, it should be noted. Like, I would not be hating that at all. Because obviously you could just reveal it with 2 agents and then trash it and get the cash, which is great. But not an easy start for Ekaz. You're also going to be aware that Tezia and Baron are in this, and it's almost certain that they're going to get picked here. So I wouldn't even hate, like, Ruffians, like, taking Tezia here. Figuring that and knowing that Baron's going to be there, you have to counterplay off of that. Una this late is difficult. Goes for Ekaz. I don't hate it. I think Ekaz is fine. Obviously, you can look for the ring to try and get assassination mission or whatnot. Might be even some worth, maybe going Wealth Mentat. Letting everyone else, like, reveal and peel off cards and then using your signet ring on a refreshed row, perhaps? I could see some value on that. Anyway, so Aussie is up. Aussie, I'm sure, is well aware what is required of him. That he needs to get top 2 result here. Third is probably not going to be good enough due to his inferior average points rating. It's going to be hard for him to get third and match up with that unless fourth has an absolute shocker. So probably has to get top 2, which means I think either Tezia or Baron seems reasonable. I wouldn't hate Baron here. It means Tezia is going in front, though, which is kind of sucky, though. So And the problem is if you don't pick either of them, you know one's getting picked in second spot, and the other one might well get picked in first. So I think Tessie is probably the way I would go here for Aussie. But I don't hate any three of them, I guess, at the end of the day. So Aussie will take Tessia. Pelican up next. Pelican should just be grabbing Baron, I think, pretty much every day here. Maybe Yuna, maybe Hundro. I don't think I'd be going anywhere else out of that, because there's just too many good leaders that you're passing up to the first position. And it'll be ArthurDee sitting there. So again, reminder, ArthurDee, pretty simple. If he wins this game, then he will make the top spot. The only way he doesn't automatically qualify is if he comes last and if Aussie wins. That's the only result which takes him into the wildcards. Anything else other than that, he will make it through to the next round. Yuna taken for Pelican there, which is very interesting, and I didn't 100% expect that. But again, Yuna's not too bad here, so Baron in first spot. Again, the idea being looking to go smuggle, get Swordmaster. I mean, that's totally fine. But hard to be passing up the Baron here. So Baron will keep the usual 2 tokens of the Spacing and Fremen. And we're going to get ourselves underway here for the final game for Group D. I'm always fascinated with these games as well, like how the tournament standings can affect like the context of the game. Where it's not just for people just going in, just playing a game, you know, the fact that certain people know they've got to get certain results in order to get hold of certain things here. And of course, Arthur and Josh are going to be looking, especially Floody. Floody needs Aussie to finish in the bottom 2, otherwise Floody is out of this competition. And that would be a great shame. I mean, 11 points with a win and you're just out. That sucks. So here we go then. Baron draws no faction access. So smuggling will have to be with the ring. Yuna draws 1 faction space here. So surely Yuna's got to go fold space, then fold space around and use the signet ring. It'd have to be. Tessia pulls diplomacy and signet ring now, which is fine. Ekaz only gets his signet ring though. No faction access. So a little bit tricky here of some early pulls. You just got to go fold space. Tessie's perhaps a touch unlucky that she's got a signet ring now. Skirmish is the mixed smuggling skirmish here, which is not bad. It's totally fine. If I was playing Tessia, I think I'd just hit Hardy Warriors, maybe, and put in 3 troops. You could also go Steel Suits and put in 2. This is not a great combat for you, all things being equal here. And the thing is, like, even like getting the first prize here, you're still going to struggle to get hold of your Swordmaster early. So hard to know to proceed here. Hardy Warriors I don't hate, but it's notable that the Baron went for smuggling and did not go Hardy Warriors. So it's reasonably likely that he does not have Hardy Warriors. Yuna can't go there. Would Ekaz go Hardy Warriors if you went Steel Suits, put 2 troops in? Maybe, maybe not. I think I'd like Steel Suits here. I think that'd be my approach. Get the water, look to kind of get some leverage from Great Flat and use that maybe for like a conspiring or something. And Aussie does agree here. I think this is a good move. I do like it. 1 troop or 2. I think either's fine. I'd probably put in 2 with the intent that you're obviously threatening to put in even more here. I think this is totally okay. Ekaz pulls Signet Ring only. No faction access. So this is really hideous for Ekaz here. He's got to work out what his set connection's going to be. Signet Ring, I guess, to Carthag seems reasonable. Could also go Arakeen. I honestly don't even hate that. Try and pick up one of your diplomacy cards. But Carthag it will be. So he'll probably pull this, put 3 troops in. Finds a Bene Gesserit but with sisters. Very good. That's a nice one for Ekaz. It's a good alliance for him to go for. He should be grabbing Assassination Mission with his Conscription, and he does. So that'll be good for later on. Power Play turns up. Oh my gosh. So, expensive row, but some of the better cards in the game all up here. Very, very strong. So players now got to be careful about the fact that if they've got less than full persuasion, they're living on liaisons, and that's an issue here. So Baron, for example, has got full persuasion. He has got Glimpse of the Path, though. I wonder if that might influence him going like Imperial Basin here. Could go Arakeen, but the problem is you don't want to draw any of your diplomacy cards here. So, you know, it's a little iffy. You're looking for a duplicate of one of the cards in your hand. You wouldn't want to see a diplomacy here. That would be unfortunate. Not a disaster, but it'd be unfortunate. Fine's convincing. Massive fine there. Huge power play looking threatening here. Baron's only going to put in probably 2. Baron's going to go in heavier here. So Baron, not worried about the Masterstroke ability here. Looking to win the combat, go smuggling. I think you probably have to make it... Well, I mean, I don't hate getting all three in, but it's a bit awkward. You're out of position. You do have an intrigue, though. So, you know, that helps a bit. No one's gone Hardy Warriors yet. I wouldn't expect Tessia to go in. And Baron decides against it. Baron's just going to hold on here for a better combat. I don't even hate that. You don't have to go in here. I think this is fine. I'd be probably putting in one. But because you have to think that where's Tessia... Yuna Moritani can only deploy one troop, though. It can only go in pure base. The only place you can go. I don't think I would have put in 3. I think I would have put in 2 or 1. You got to put something in. Yuna reveals for 5, so she's surely after power plate. Which I don't hate from Pelican. Yellow cannot decide how many troops they want in here. I think at some point they gotta make a yeah, they'll let them sort this out here. Bit of indecision for the Baron. So we'll let them sort this out. Yeah, they're probably alright. I mean, they had passed the blue who revealed and then changed their troops again. I think you've kind of got to just you got to live with what you've got here. So I think this is the right call. But again, it's for them to sort out here. So Arthur will put in all 3. Power play taken by Yuna. That is going to be dangerous. Tessia has 5 persuasion. Chani is in the row here. Interesting to see what she wants to do. Surely she's got a signet ring to, like, Imperial Basin. No, she's going to go tech negotiations. She's going to maintain the 5 persuasion. So she's after Chani? Guess she's going to try and get a water monopoly going here. Shifts away from the Fremen to go spacing, as you would expect, courtesy of the duplicity ability. She can drop a faction bump and go up somewhere where she has a stupid token. Of course, they're all sitting there. She hasn't secured any yet. Ikaz has 4 persuasion. Ikaz is going to give up. Wow. So Ikaz is going to give up the row here and hope that something half decent pings off so that he can buy with 3. Interesting, he goes to Hangar Basin. That is notable. That is notable. Baron's going to reel for 5 and a dagger. So Baron's surely going to take Chani first. I have a funny feeling. Which is not what Tessia wants to see here. No, he goes Fremen Camp. Okay, Duncan Idaho turns up. Another pretty, potentially really good card here. That's a great reveal. So 5 for Aussie. Is going to go Chani for the Water Monopoly? She does. Pings off negotiated. And Ikaz can't buy any of these. Ikaz is a little unlucky, but took the risk here. So, 3 persuasion. He'll have to live with a liaison if he wants anything. Man, there's so many good cards here. Sure, I can only assume that Tessia Furnace is grabbing all this water with the intention of going research station for, like, Lady Jessica. It's the only thing I can assume she's going to do here. Maybe has treachery as a backup, perhaps? I think that's what's going on here. So... it is nothing to be played here. Baron's going to win the opening combat with get a bump and a spice. 3 coins for red, a couple of coins for green. We're going to move on. So second combat, Yuna will be up here. Yuna will be surely going fold space and then is shipping with her signet ring. So that's fairly likely. Tessia Vernius, however, has got both her daggers. She has no access to research station if that was the intention. So I'm curious to see what Tessia is going to do this round. She's not going to be able to get a snooper token, courtesy of the getting to fold space, because of course Yuna's getting there first. So, want to know what Yuna's going to do here. It is sort through the chaos is the combat. Is she maybe just going Great Flat Conspire, I guess? Feels kind of bad to not be doing much of the daggers, though. And it's such a good row. But yeah, this is a little tricky for Tessia. It's a little tricky. I mean, if you go Great Flat Conspire, like, you're getting your Swordmaster next round almost certainly. But you're not going to have much to buy here, and the row is so good. The problem is, though, Tessia has no way of proving her hand here. Unless she goes specifically, like, Great Flat or Basin. And then goes to selective breeding. But I don't like that. With 2 persuasion in hand, it's going to be hard to find anything of any substance here. So I think that is not a good idea. Tessia with the decoy with red troops. Cunning. Ikaz has both faction access cards here. Well, do Kaz want to be going Steel Suits here? I think Steel Suits looks good. Get a water, get 2 troops in. You kind of making like, Yuna's not going in here, and Tezia and Baron have spent a bit, and Baron's got both his faction cards, but he will want to surely get hold of more troops from Masterstroke. So I think Steel Suits is the play. Get 2 in, and you might well take it down with that, and then look to go like Wealth or Secrets next round or next turn. Kaz is going to go Wealth instead. Huh. Okay. It's a little docile. Now you open up the for Baron to have some entertainment here. Baron's going to go ahead and just smuggle. He's not even going to worry about getting hold of... he's going to keep one of his faction cards, I guess. Okay. Interesting. So we'll cash in. So troops, cash, bumping the Spacing Guild, you would imagine. Pretty standard. And I guess the thing is, now he is arming up for Hardy Warriors, and now this is a problem here. Surely he's going to go in and get his faction bump with the Spacing Guild so that he can cut off Unit from Interstellar Shipping. So she's only going to get 1 punt of this, it looks like. And that's about it. Can't use the Signet Ring ability. Final Delivery is for later on in the game. Everyone just getting into use here. We still have, there's more change to the boards. We've got sort of bits of scripting here. It's very useful and it does a good job, but everyone's just kind of getting adjusted to it. So Tessie's up. Tessie's going to go... Oh, she's going to go Shuttle Fleet instead. That's a pretty... I like that grab, actually, with the previous... I wonder if that was intended. I guess that was probably planned out. So she will be able to get 2 bumps here of faction students. So she will go shipping, which means she'll get hold of her first super token. She'll look to trash... She'll probably discard the Seek Allies, I imagine, to get hold of the extra spice, which is good. And she gets an extra bump with whatever she fancies. Fremen's usually popular. Can also go Emperor. It's not a bad, the next token gives the faction bonus here. She's already got plenty of water, so maybe Emperor's the way to go. Get hold of some extra troops, use it as Signet Ring to, get some in combat, challenge a victory point. Don't hate that. I don't think I'd be going Bene Gesserit. I think I'd probably go Emperor. But, depends how you see it. Of course, if you don't have any intrigues, then, getting hold of 1 is always good. So Ekaz is up. Ekaz has got to know that Hardy Warriors is coming, and that there's nothing he can do about it. So I think Ekaz is probably forced into... Steel Suits, I think, now again. Shamaki was the next tech, by the way. I think you'll go Steel Suits and put 2 troops in. You got to make sure that you're ahead of Aussie to get hold of the intrigue. And if Baron goes in and throws 4 troops in, then so be it. I think Steel Suits is forced. I don't think there's any value going secrets here. You can just get the troops and do it that way, so... I think this is pretty much forced here. I don't think anyone can really do any different. And Baron has set up to go Hardy Warriors. He's going to win the battle very conclusive if he does. I still believe he should do. You've got to get the... obviously, he's not going to get shipping immediately, so... But I think you've got to do it. The question is, do you seek allies or diplomacy here? I think I would have considered using the diplomacy and saving seek allies. It's a good card potentially for later on to get some hits off. The thing is, you have no persuasion in your hand, so I think this is actually not a bad chance to do it, but just going to fire him in, I don't hate it. This also is going to give Baron access to Swordmaster next round. Ekaz will not be able to get in the way here. So, a couple of bumps. And then Yuna's going to reveal for 2. I don't expect her to buy. Tezia's going to reveal for 3. I don't really expect her to buy. I don't think anyone's going to buy anything this round. The only people can buy is liaisons. No one can afford anything in the top row. Can you believe that? So Pelican passes. Tezia, I think, is going to pass. Might grab a liaison, but she saved her Seek Allies and has not used it, so I think I'd probably could pass as well. I don't hate one. Ekaz is free. I guess Ekaz might also like a liaison. That'd be good for him later on. with his Interstellar Shipping, with his Spiceless Flowing, you'd think. But I don't hate not buying it. And then Baron will not be able to buy it all. So this game is crying out for people to get high persuasion. I wonder if the rogue cost is going to influence people going high council ahead of Swordmaster here. I wonder. Alpha will win. Taking the Intrigue and 2 in the Mentat. Intrigue and 2 Solari for Ikaz. A couple of coins for Tezia. I think everyone will be fairly happy with that. So let's see what people draw. Baron finds Poison Snooper, which is... it's okay. It's fine. Oh. Oh, that's what Ikaz found. Well, that's... it's a good thing they didn't draw it the other way around, eh? Wow. Plans and plans for Ikaz. Probably the best intrigue in the game. Very huge. Alright then, so next round is going to be Imperial Basin is going to be the combat here. So, high desired victory point. The water is going to be of great interest here, especially considering how expensive the row is. People are going to be more tempted to hit like Research Station. Tezia will go into Sailor Shipping first off, as you'd imagine. Baron is going to be forced to go Swordmaster immediately, if that's what he wants to do. Tezia's hands are a little bit awkward here, actually. I wonder if Tezia might actually consider using a Signet Ring and shifting away from spacing to get the bump for the Bene Gesserit, perhaps. Whatever she's going to do. Tezia in a great spot to take this combat down. She's in full position. She's got most troops in garrison. Her hand's a bit awkward, though, however. That's an issue. Ikaz is up. I wonder if Ikaz might end up going smuggling just to block here. It also gets him ready for his Swordmaster next round. Could also go Wealth. But I think he's going to go smuggling and block Yuna up here. There's also 3 Spice and Basin, so he just goes for the Spice instead. I wonder if Ikaz is prepping for some conspiring action here. Baron Harkonnen, we'll see if he goes in Swordmaster or High Council. Swordmaster I expect, and does. He has 6 persuasion in hand, by the way. And he can use Glimpse of Truth and Poison to draw extra cards, which is pretty strong. Machine Culture is found for the Baron. Techs are really expensive, so he's going to try to get hold of the end game here. I think it's going to have more use, like going mining and like stealing like flagships or something. You putting them into combat, that would be pretty mean. So Yuna's up. Yuna's got to go smuggling here. I don't think there's really any option here. Smuggling, you got to cash in. I think there's nothing else to do. And then I would actually consider using the Signet Ring when you act, and using that to go to like a city. And I would actually consider using the Signet Ring to take the Spacing Alliance fully, because you get 4 Solari back, which is like half the ring's cost. So I actually would like to see that from Yuna. I think that'd be a pretty cool, especially because next round you think Ikaz is probably going to go Swordmaster. Now that you've given him the money, he's kind of forced into it. So I'd imagine Ikaz will get Swordmaster in the next round. So I want to see it from Pelican. Use Signet Ring. Oh, they've got to take the they got to take the bump here. They have not taken a bump yet for their shipping. But yeah, go Emperor, and then next round, use Signet Ring, cash it, and then take Emperor again and get full Solari back. I would love to see that. It would be a nice, aggressive move here from Yuna, who needs to take the initiative here. With Tezia and Baron on their sides, they've got to be pretty aggressive with this. So Ozzy's up here. Curious to see what Ozzy's going to do. There is no Mentat. It was taken the last round. Baron is going to have massive actions on everyone else, so they're just going to go secrets here. They're just going to kind of play defensive. Oh, bribery is found. Oh, my goodness. So they get a bonus intrigue here, courtesy of the thing as well. Adamara is also huge. Wow, 2 massive finds here for Tezia. Great faction cards for her. That is really nasty. Very dangerous here. Ikaz is up. I don't know what Ikaz is going to do here. Ikaz may be thinking about going selective breeding here. You've got both convincings in hand. I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. If he'd have bought a liaison, I would have loved it even more. But I think there's value in it. It's going to be... I don't think you can get Jessica, but you could still get hold of Treachery. But you can just use your diplomacy elsewhere and have full persuasion and get hold of some decent cards. And that is why you see High Council. I had a feeling someone was going to do it here, so Lady Jessica's on its way. No one can get in the way of that. This isn't immortality. You can't trash the rogue here, so Jessica's coming to Ekaz. And he's going to start hitting selective breeding pretty aggressively, I imagine. Baron's got 3 actions here, which is pretty huge. I think Baron's going Ira Keen here, by the way. Yeah, I think he wants to draw more cards. He's got eyes, obviously, on Jessica. He's not going to get there. But I don't have more cards. Like, you've got loads of actions. Finds Fremenkamp. That's awkward. Oh, Baron's in trouble here. Baron's going to have to use Glimpse of the Path to actually have all these mounting spots are all blocked. So he's going to have to use Glimpse of the Path just to draw a card. And then possibly Poison Snooper afterwards. He's in trouble here. Not ideal for Baron. I mean, Baron doesn't have to put them in. The problem is, if Unit Moritani goes Carthag, then you've got to find a trip to Steel Suit to put any troops in here. So, see what happens. So, Unit is going to go Carthag. And again, I really think should be cashing this in. Finds Sleeper Must Awaken here. That's a big, big find. Go on, Unit. Use the ring. Use it. Take that Emperor Alliance. Really wanted to see that. Never mind. Alright then, so Tessie is going to be up next here. They don't want to use it yet. They probably should do, but oh well. Anyway, so Tessie is going to reveal for 4. Takes Negotiator Withdrawal, which is very, very strong. Guild Administrator is the next card here. Ekaz for 7 is surely taking Jessica. When's he going to take the bump? Emperor? I don't know. I don't hate seeing him take Emperor. Oh my goodness. Wow. Best card in the game, probably. The other shout for best card in the game. Huge. Does take the bump with spacing in the end, does Ekaz? Okay. Maybe he's got thoughts about plans within plans. He's trying to spread it out a little bit here. Baron has the glimpse to have any actions here. He is. Also, he might be tempted by the fact that Quizz's Haderach's now there. I wouldn't even totally hate that. So, gets to draw a card. Looking for a faction. Finds his dagger, which does nothing, really. He has 7 persuasion. Baron Harkonnen could just go tech negotiation here. But I think he's going to use a card. And might go card and tech negotiation. So, he gets to draw the next one off. It's a diplomacy. He's going to keep that. So, I imagine diplomacy you play to, like, steel suits and get a ton of water. And then you use a dagger to tech negotiation and you get hold of Quizz's Haderach. I think that's the way to play this. I don't see any other reason not to. You got Machine Culture as well, so if you want to get like loads of water, use it for spice. And then you can Machine Culture like a tech later on here. So I think that's how I would proceed here. Steel suits. You also gives you more progress at Alliance. You want to get in front of that. Make it no one else really want to contest you there. And then dagger to get your influence back. But will they see it that way? Could also go wealth, but you've got all the money here. Okay, Baron's going to do the tech negotiation first, which is also fine. I don't hate just doing this right now, just in case. This is totally okay. And then you get to see what Una does, I guess, so you can respond appropriately. But you really only go in steel suits for... You know, you can go in steel suits for 1 water, for 1 troop, get 2 water. That's huge. So, big cards out here. Very, very strong cards around here, for sure. Tessia reveals for 4 and a dagger. Still half decent cards here. Gunfopter could be fun. It's a bit tricky for Una, though. Duncan Idaho would help offset some of the water issues, perhaps. Guild Administrator also looks good, but your access to shipping is actually not great here. So, Duncan it will be looking to get the reveal off and get some water here, which I don't hate. And then D gets a free diplomacy. Could also go Hager Basin, I guess, but Steel Suits is I would think I would be doing here. Like, Steel Suits, 1 troop. Everyone else is revealed, so you can't lose your troop to double cross. And just get, like, free water and a bump for 1 troop. I mean, that sounds like a great value here. Yeah, Hager Basin you could do. You could even consider Fremenkamp, I guess, but Chris Haderach is good enough. So, I think that's what we'll see here. Wow. I didn't actually think they were going to punt all in to take the combat down. Ooh, is that greedy? They're going to take the combat here, but is that too greedy? We shall see. No combat to be played by any players here, so Baron's going to take the basin down. Yuna's going to get 2 water, which kind of changes how Duncan Idaho is going to work here. She might now end up using the water for the extra troops in card draw. And Ekaz will pick up a loose water. I'm going to move on here. Most curious. Didn't expect him to go all in like that. I already thought he'd just go Steel Suits and just be happy with a ton of water. But no, Baron's going to take the combat down. I honestly don't know if that's a better decision. We shall see. Tezia accumulating courtesy of Shuttle Fleet. She's going to have a gobs of water. If Tezia Verse can get hold of flagships, that is very frightening. Kaz is up. Kaz has assassination mission in hand, so he's going to want to hit a lot of... Well, he has no faction, so he doesn't have to worry about, like, not using his coordination ability. That should be totally fine. He has 7 persuasion currently, so having a glance at the row. So Car Legion also on the row now, as is Carriel. Both pretty good. Both solid cards. Like them both. Tezia's ready to get hold of a Swordmaster this round. She's got Power Play too. Wonder where that's going. Loads of faction access for Tezia incoming here. Or for Yuna, I should say. I wonder if Yuna's going to use Power Play just on the Emperor, perhaps. Wouldn't totally hate that. Does she feel her alliance is in danger here? I wouldn't have really thought so. So, I'm not sure what Ekaz is going to do here. Baron's hand is not very good, folks. And this is the problem. Baron, he's going to be able to go into the shipping. But then beyond that, he's kind of struggling here a bit. With 2 daggers, he's going to have a recon access to anything. So, Baron has not drawn well at all here. Kaz might just go Hager Basin. And does. So he's threatening a lot of things here. Highliner, flagship, all sorts of things. So Baron will ship. Yuna, I'm curious if Yuna's got to go Swordmaster first, surely here, right? The problem is that if she opens up the door for Tess, if she wants to, she could go Fold Space and Bribery to take the Alliance away. Because Yuna did not use Signet Ring last time. I wonder if she might jump on that. Or is that too much of a commitment, perhaps? I'm unsure. Of course, the 2 other super tokens that Tezia has, she gets a double bump from, so that's pretty good. Tezia with plenty of options. Could also go Mentat. Could also go High Council. I actually don't even hate going High Council here. Desert Power is the next combat, however, should be noted. So Water's pretty tempting here. Hardy Warriors is very tempting. Maybe Tezia might just power play Hardy Warriors so you can get a chance. I have no idea. Everyone's got a lot of choices here, and it's a kind of a big round, this. Kaz is yet to score. Playing the long game here. I wonder if Tezia's going to go Mentat. No, she is going to cash in High Council, so she is going to get in here. So she has 9 persuasion in hand. So what's Tezia up to here? Yeah, she wanted treachery. But if she wanted treachery, why she use diplomacy? Why didn't she just use diplomacy and call it a day? No one else could go High Council. Ekaz is up, Signet Ring's out. He has to move here. I don't hate just going flagship and just taking it, but it's a massive commitment of resources. You also do not have your Swordmaster yet, so that's a bit awkward. But I think flagship is just a point with threats later on down the line. But the problem is you've got plans within plans, so flagship has a bit less value here in a weird way. You are going to have an assassination mission. I'd actually consider going Chow Murky and looking to hit faction bumps here. His ring can only get hold of the guild admin. No, he is going to buy. He's just going to buy flagship and take the point. I mean, I can't hate it as an option. But I fear that Ekaz is going to struggle to get a ton of value out of it as far as... I fear he's just putting in 7 spice for a victory point here, which is expensive. But she's got plans in plans. Maybe he could be doing something else here. Detonation devices is the next conflict here. Next tech, I should say. Yeah, it's a bit tricky for Ekaz, that. Baron's up here. Baron's only move is Arakeen, surely. I do not see anything else he can do here. Arakeen, draw a card, and see what you find. So, not a fun spot this for Arthur. Looking for a big card here. He finds diplomacy. That will happily suffice. I'd be ecstatic with that. He's got to put the troops in to get some dagger value. Yuna's up. Is Yuna Muratani gonna power play Hardy Warriors here? I have a funny feeling this is what she's gonna do. And she is gonna do that. Yeah, I think this is totally fine. Hardy Warriors in Desert Power has a lot of value, because a lot of the time you're gonna get your water back. She just throws it all in. I don't know if she needs to throw all of it in. I think a 3 would have been enough. I think 4 is a bit much, but she has no combat intrigues. And intrigues are starting to stack up with her opponents, so maybe a little concerned about that. Tezia is gonna use her diplomacy. I don't know where, though. What Tezia wants to do is she wants to keep hold of bribery to get hold of her second bump with the Emperor when she deploys troops into combat. So it's a bit awkward, this. But I think wealth is fine. I think wealth is good, and you hold on to that second bribery for as long as you can and try and use it for a combat deployment. Still Set is also okay, kind of for the same reason. You're looking to kind of get it prepped on the side. Getting the troop in. I don't hate it. Ekaz is going to reveal for 5. Gets the trash assassination mission. And he's going to use the cash here to actually garrison some troops up for the next round. But he's sacrificing his Swordmaster to do this, which is... I don't know if that's the right call. Is Ekaz going to try and live on Mentat here? Anyway, oh, it's 6th station, my apologies. So, Ekaz takes Treachery, much to Tezia's annoyance. So he shows us the next card here, which is not bad, I guess. It's a good Highliner ring card. Baron has an action steal. Diplomacy in hand. I think I'd just be going wealth to give your signet ring options next round. I think wealth would be where I'd be going here. I don't see what else really. Secrets, I guess. But wealth feels like the better play. Then Yuna is going to have one more action. She's got a diplomacy as well. I wonder if she's just going to go secrets. She might even go just fold space here, just to take the alliance. I don't even hate that. And does, yeah. Given that Baron is threatening with shipping here, I think this is fine. Gets 4 Solari. Seems totally good to me. Fold space action later on would be good. Tezia Vernier says 8 Persuasion. So what is Tezia Vernier going to buy here? It's kind of not a very good row for 8, ironically. It's a bit awkward. You kind of want to buy, like, Guild Admin and kind of see what else you might peel off here. But it's a bit awkward for Tezia. Because you kind of, like, if you buy, like, Gunflopter, you might peel off, like, a really good 5-strength card here. And there's so many good 5-strength cards for Tezia. So she's actually going to hold and retreat and not even bother getting the spice here. Okay. Curious. I don't hate her test taking Guild Admin and hoping she peels up a big card. Maybe if you don't, pick up, like, Carriel or something. Gunflopter's decent. But Chani kind of works kind of opposite, so it's a bit awkward here. I really think Sardaukar Legion wouldn't be bad to use as an action for the Emperor. You gotta go there eventually, and then you can use... you can even perhaps even use like that and Gunfop to put in absolutely loads of troops on reveal. Carryall's also fine. You got a load of water. Great Flat's gonna look pretty pretty appetizing. So Guild Admin taken, and then Carryall. So Generation Initiate comes up, as does the second Negotiated. Baron's going to reveal for a couple. He's not going to be able to buy any of these. And it's the same for Yuna, who also has 2 Persuasion and can buy nothing. So Yuna's going to take this combat down. Victory point in the water. And a water and a spice for the Baron is pretty good for a troop. I'd be happy with that. Needs to be restoring his resources here pretty urgently, so... That's a good way to help mitigate that. And we're going to move on here. Game pretty finely poised at the moment. I'd probably say Ikaz is maybe slightly fractionally behind. He needs to make up some distance. He's got plans and plans, which is huge. But he's only had 3 faction bumps so far. So if he wants to get any value of that, he's got to start being hyper-aggressive with faction use here. He's got to really go for it. No shipping is also harming that as well. So it's going to be Baron up first. Baron finds Kwisatz. Of course, it's the back end of his deck, so the players should know he has Kwisatz. The problem for the Baron, however, is that if he uses Kwisatz, he's going to draw into his discard, which means it's going to be longer for him to find it. So I actually wouldn't hate Baron trying to find multiple ways to draw cards this round. To the point, I actually wouldn't mind seeing the Baron actually take Spice here. And then using, like, Kwisatz to go to, like, Selective Breeding. I would like to see that. Draw a ton of cards. I think that'd be great. But no. He's not decided what he wants yet, but he's gone for Chow Murky. Recruiting mission is found, as is Ixion Pro. Ixion Pro pretty good for him. That'll help him find Kwisatz more often. Takes the Emperor bump. I don't believe they've taken resources. I think it's got to be Spice here. Gonna go cash? You really gonna go high council this round? Huh. Maybe there's some Mentat intentions coming here. We'll have to see. Anyway, so Tezia's up. Tezia's got 2 fold spaces and her signet ring hand, which is kind of insane. I think Yuna's got to go wealth here. And arm up the ring. I mean, that's really important for Yuna to do this. I think, yeah, I'd be going wealth, I think, almost all the time here. Get the ring active. I don't really like many other options here, but then Great Flat is sitting there and it's 5 spice. And she is going to pinch it. And just play Sleeping Must Awaken right now for the 4 spice. Whoops. Yeah, the good news, at least, that even in that update, it has shown that the... everyone just needs to update their scores here, going off and on. Updates the various scores. So Yuna's going up to 6 points here. She's making an early push here, which I don't hate. She's going to make a punt for this. So what is Yuna's plan going to be for the rest of this round? I'm kind of curious. She didn't use a signet ring at all, so we'll see. So Tezia's going to start going for Mentat here. Guildbank Raid is the combat, by the way. Tezia would definitely be interested. I think most players would actually be interested. Tezia and Ikaz do not have their Swordmaster here. Tezia having a chance to get Swordmaster, but didn't bother, so I was thinking to just survive on Mentat using the shuttle fleet to do so. Ikaz has 10 persuasion in his hand. What a bizarre hand for Ikaz here. I think Ikaz has got to go Arakeen and just try and... This is so weird. I think he's got to go Arakeen, draw another card so he gets a second action and he can reveal Spiceless Flow. I really don't see what else Ikaz can do here. He's going to go Carthag. Well, he's not going to have another action here. He's going to have to surely reveal and just take the Spiceless Flow. Finds ambush, which is pretty good. 4 swords. But I really don't see how Ekaz is going to get anything for plans within plans this game. It just doesn't look very likely at all. It's a shame. It's so powerful. Baron is up. Baron in a bizarre spot here. I have no idea what Baron does. You just go Basin with Signet Ring? I still like the idea of Baron Harkonnen, like, finding his way to selective breeding with Kwisatz. And just drawing a load of cards and trying to buy Spiceless Flow or something. I think there's a lot of value for Baron to do this. Baron's going to be concerned about Una here as well. That's a little bit uncomfortable. Well, your faction action is in the background. You've got Ixion Probe can help. Recruit Mission is also going to help you buy Spiceless Flow here. So I think that's what I would do. Obviously, you can use Kwisatz just to, you know, reship. Which also I don't hate him doing. I guess it's best space in the game. But then I just hate the fact that Kwisatz Haderach just... all it ever gets used for nowadays, especially in Rise of X, is just to double ship. It's all it ever gets used for, really, which is kind of a shame. You know, there isn't really... you know, I think that's like base Dune Imperium. And there was an art to Kwisatz Haderach, and like kind of how you used it and where you infiltrated him. And there's a lot of sneakiness to it, but now it's just, you just instead of shipping all the time. You know, it's just the way it is, so... But I think Imperial Basin would be my next pick. No, he's going High Council. With his Signet Ring. What is going on here? He's going to have to play Recruitment Mission here, surely, then. He finds to the victor. Free spice when you win. That's pretty good. But I think we're going to see... I mean, it's fine. You just play it. It's fine. Yeah, you just play it now, and it's part of your reveal turn, and that's all well and good. So we'll just put that over there. So Una with Ring is actually going to go Steel Suits here with the that. So now Una is threatening the Fremen Alliance here. No really any other reason she'd pull that. She's found Duncan to get even more water. Didn't put any troops in, so threatening to make Baron's life uncomfortable. And now Baron has an issue here. Baron wants to defend this alliance. He has the Kwisatz there. And I don't know if that's something he wants to do. But Baron has got to recognize that Pelican is really dangerous here. Pelican's trying to shut this one out ASAP. So I think he might be forced into defending here. Kind of unsure. Tessie with a couple actions to go. She's got 9 persuasion. 8. She has got 9 persuasion, but you got 2 actions. It feels silly to do that. I mean, let's just go Arakeen here and redraw. Doing the maths here, I think Arakeen is fine, and you kind of work it from there. Wow, Spiceless Flow, not worried. Not worried at all. Now, if Tessia Vernius bumps Fremen here, Baron is going to feel... well, he's going to lose his alliance. And it might actually make Baron not bother the Fremen. Tessia can definitely jump in front here with Bribery as well. Again, I would still love to keep Bribery for the Emperor where possible. I think Tessia should take the bumps here with the... I mean, if you're ever going to take the Fremen Alliance, this is the chance. But just taking the bump with the Emperor and prepping up for Bribery is totally fine. But you've still got to get the Fremen bump first, that you get hold of the 2 troops from the Emperor here. So that is a bit of an issue here. I wonder if Tessia Vernius is considering... this is awkward here. I think bumping the... I don't like just bumping the Bene Gesserit. I feel that feels a little bit negative to me. I guess, yeah, obviously you can use the Signet Ring later on. I guess that's what he's looking to do. He's looking to Signet Ring and then use Bribery, I guess. But it's still awkward, though. He wants to get Fremen off here, so... heavily like it, I'll be honest. So Ikaz is just going to garrison troops. And he is going to just reveal here. So this is kind of curious from Ikaz. Ikaz is going really heavy with these troops. But the problem is that this is like meaning he can't get it. He's not getting his Swordmaster. And Tezia is showing that she's more than happy just to live on Mentat because Ikaz is not getting his Swordmaster here. So he's going to heavily limit his actions. I can't say I'm a big fan of this. I think that the money is better spent getting the actions of the troops currently. So Kwisatz is going to be played here, and he's going to feel forced to go Hardy Warriors, and he kind of is forced to go Hardy Warriors if he wants to defend this alliance. Tezia didn't make a play for it. She could have done. So I think Baron has to go High Council, take that and go to Hardy Warriors. I think there's... Could also go Steel Suits. You don't have to go Hardy Warriors, but leaving that open would be insane. Whoa! Baron Harkonnen's taking it to Arakeen? Whoa! Now, what is this about? He gets to draw another card here. What? Whoa! That is a most curious action. Was he looking for Spice Must Flow? How does he not go Hardy Warriors there? Man. If ArthurDee needs to win this game to qualify next round. That's not true. No, I do apologize. I mean, ArthurDee doesn't have to. Like, as long as he's not last. Even if he is last, he only doesn't make it if Aussie wins, I guess. So I figures he's just gonna just bank his position. Maybe he's actually... Now, I don't want to suggest this. In error here. Is ArthurDee trying to get Tezia Vernius to end this game quickly? I don't think that's what's going on, but there is an argument that says that ArthurDee wants Tezia to win this game ASAP while he's in a decent position to be good for the next round. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I would never have Kwisatz to Arakeen there. Like, I would never have done that in a million years. He's going to have to go High Council now. He's going to go Tech Negotiation and reveal and buy the Spice. So, yeah, I don't think I ever would have found Arakeen there. Most curious. Anyways, Tezia's up. Yuna's up, I should say. Yuna's got a couple of daggers. 4 to buy. I mean, Negotiated is a troop in the garrison. I think you got to take that. Tezia Vernius has got 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 persuasion has Tezia with her research station. She went research and found all of her 2 persuasion cards. Which is kind of a problem, actually. Oh, no. I mean, Spice must flow. And in the shadows for Tezia Vernius. Ugh. That is uncomfortable. That is highly uncomfortable. She's going to retreat here. Wow, that is insane for Tezia Vernius here. In the shadows, that is such a terrible card to give to Tezia Vernius. There's nothing that she could do about it. Finds Liet Kynes. Wow, do you take Liet Kynes instead of the Spice Must Flow? You've got 10 persuasion. Bribery got used for the Jesserate Alliance. Man, so top 3 cards of the game all in this one. It's a tough call. But the problem is, I don't know if it's worth it or not. I mean, like, Spice of Flow is probably the better choice. It's round 5. Unless you can get a double Spice of Liet Kynes, which is be very difficult for you to achieve. I think Spice of Flow is probably the better pick here. But it's close. Baron has 9 persuasion. He just goes for it as well. So that is stun here. And then there's no combat to be resolved. Ruffians will happily take the win here. So 6 Solari for Ekaz. Baron gets a couple. Una gets 4. We're going to move on into round 6. Unit's going to look to take this one down here. And this game down. And just get it over with, really. And it kind of works in Arthur's favor here. Ozzy's in trouble, however. He needs to improve. Currently, as it stands, Ozymandias is he's gonna be eliminated from this tournament. Yeah, I was gonna say. So a bit of confusion there. But yeah, as it stands, Ozymandias is going to get 3rd place. And Ozymandias is going to be out here. Ozzy has to find a position against either Arthur or Una here. Which maybe is why Arthur maybe doesn't mind if Una gets ahead here. Most curious. Anyways, we're going to move on here. So it is raid stockpiles. This is not going to be a heavily thoughtful one here. Imagine players are going to largely be protecting their forces. Unit just opens up with secrets, has no shipping access, which is unfortunate. Finds 2nd wave. That could be useful later on. Obviously, you have to draw up the card. Una's got 2 actions here. What are they eyeing up here? Are they eyeing up going selective breeding? They obviously want to get troops in for negotiated to withdraw them and take them back, which would be good. And then you could use that for the Fremen bump. I wouldn't hate that. But shipping's also open, so makes this kind of weird. Makes this kind of weird. I think you have to go shipping it, but again, because Tessie's I mean, Tessie can get Swordmaster, so, like, they're going to be fine for a 3rd action. You don't need to worry about that. Even if Ekaz goes for Mentat. Ekaz sitting there with Treachery, sitting there with Liat Kynes. There's no alliances for Ekaz to steal, but he can start finally making some progressive plans within plans. Ekaz, I imagine, is going to want to hit selective breeding with Jessica if possible. I have a funny feeling to get the Spice of Slow as well. But I don't know what Ekaz is going to do. Ekaz has had, like, he's spent a lot of money on troops. Wow. Saving Guild Ambassador. They're going to pick up 4 spice. Is Tessia Vernius eyeing up an alliance steal on red? What a curious move. It's the only thing I can think is what's going on here. We do see selective to Bene Gesserit, so it's going to do it now, which I don't hate. So can draw 2 cards before if they want. And then they have to trash and obviously satisfy this. They can do it in whichever order they want here. So finds Dune and Diplomacy. They can now trash like a dagger or something, probably. No, I guess with the Doom Desert Spice of Slow card. Okay, that's fine. They still don't have Call of the Market. So they have 13 Persuasion, which is more than enough. Absolutely gobs of it. Baron is up here. Tessia Vernius is going for... She's going Highlander, isn't she? Wow. So Baron somehow finds a way inside the shipping. He has no idea how he's gone inside the shipping, but he's got there. Tessia is up. What's Tessia doing here? Or Una even, I apologize. Man, this is a weird turn. I mean, as a Una, if I'm sitting there, I am very concerned about Tessia just taking the spice there. I'd be very scared of that. Wealth is fine. Is Tessia Verni's really going to barrel Highliner here? With the intention of retreating some of the troops? Swordmaster first. Yuna's going to be in a kind of an uncomfortable spot here. You can tell it's being at the very least teased. I don't know. What else could she be doing? She could be going conspiring. Maybe. But I don't know what she's doing with all this money, though. Like, she's getting enough money from Shuttle Fleet anyways to pay for the Mentat. She's got Councilman and Swordmaster. She doesn't have flagships, so I don't really like it. Is Tessia going steel suits? I don't know. Carrier was a weird move. I suppose we're going to see. And as I do say sometimes, when a player makes a really weird-looking move, it's usually because they're after something specific. So Ikaz is going to go Hardy Warriors here. But this is such a bad combat for this. If I was Ikaz, I would legitimately hold on to Treachery. He's going to throw it in. What is going on here? So 2 troops have to go in for Treachery. He's got to put in surely a couple more here. Whoa, I cannot believe Ikaz is going this heavy here. But I really think if Ikaz was going Hardy Warriors, he should just end it with his diplomacy and let Treachery roll around for one more round here. I cannot like him using Treachery right now. Maybe he's got thoughts of plans in his mind, but I really think if you're going to do plans in plans, you should have done it sooner. I think it's too late now to really make much out of that. So, yeah, I'm a little bit perplexed by that. Can't say I'm the biggest fan. Cannot say I'm the biggest fan from Ruffians. I guess the argument is where else could you put it? But, I mean, you just reveal Treachery and just get 2 troops in here. You know, go steel suits. You know, why do you have to go Hardy Warrior? Is that necessary? Maybe he feels he's so far behind, he's got to win on the field of battle now. But he's got plans within plans. Don't really. Remember, of course, he can get a point with the Bene Gesserit when he wants. So he has basically one in the bag. Buzzlow's incoming here. Baron's going to Mentat, which I like. This is kind of a weird round, so I quite like this, actually. So Yuna's up. Yuna's kind of out of options here. She ain't got many moves left. If she wants to put troops in, it'd have to be Haga Basin. And I'd say I wouldn't even hate Haga Basin here, because it's arming up for some Highlander action, potentially. It's going to put Tessia in a weird spot next round. I think I'm putting both troops. I think I would strongly consider putting it... Well, it's tricky, though, because Tessia's, like, negotiates in her hands. So maybe just putting in the 1 is the right option. And if she puts in, then you're going to retreat here. So it's just going to take the double bump of the water. So they're going to retreat here. So Tessia's going to... Yuna's going to get hold of two spices. So this is good from Pelican. Hopefully they was a good spot here. Ikaz is going to reveal for 12, I think that is. There's the Bene Gesserit point. So Spice must flow. Or is he going to go Liet Kynes and just buy liaisons? He does. So he's going to take that point. So this is him trying to make ground within plans. He's got 7 remaining. Imperial Spy turns up on the row. Sardaukar Legion's sitting there. Sardaukar is taken, and a liaison is taken. That's him good here, but the problem is now his deck is... It's kind of chunky at 14. And it's an issue. So Baron's got a couple of actions. Diplomacy feels the good to use. Look at the Throne Alliance, by the way. That is insane. It's completely nuts. I mean, what do you do if you're the Baron here? Your diplomacy can only go fold space. You can't get hold of more spice. Do you just go smuggling here? I think I'd actually smuggle with Baron, with Signet Ring, and take a bump with the Bene Gesserit. You got 7 persuasion. You could go Sonic Snoopers for Tex. I don't hate that. I don't think there's any need to get involved in this combat, though. What are you doing next round? This is an issue, though. You're not in any real position to kind of fight here. So I think I'd smuggle with Baron, garrison some troops up, and go with, like, probably Signet Ring, or Doom Desert Planet, and maybe just go Sonic Snoopers, and just, probably Machine Culture now is not doing very much for you. Ixion's good, obviously you want to try and find, whatever it is, Quiz Haderach, but Tilavita is also not doing very much for you, so I think I would do that. I think I'd smuggle, and I'd tech negotiate with Signet Ring. You'd have 5 intrigues at hand, and then I would look to use Sonic Snoopers pretty much straight away, and just go hunting for really good, good stuff for you. Like, you know, Plans in Plans is good. Call the Market could be good, because you've already got Spiceless Flow. You know, next one would be double points. You know, you can find a lot of good stuff as Baron here. That's how I would proceed to these 2 actions. Sonic Snoopers with the ring. And smuggling. And they do find it. I think this is really good. So they can get 2 intrigues here. This is free of cost. They've got the negotiator as well. So they get this on the house. No. Yeah, so they don't pay any spice there because negotiator and the space covers it. So they have Windfall. They can then pay the ring to get another one. Which they should do. So Windfall is just is such snooper trash. Strategic Push is probably snooper trash too. So I would honestly ditch everything apart from Ixion Probe. He's gonna use Windfall. I feel like there's better cards to be had here. The money's not a big deal right now. I think I would have punted the lot. If he gets Ixion Probe, he's looking specifically for Kwisatz, and it's a 1 in 3. So he's gonna discard 2. So Diplomacy's going because it can't be played. Dune will go, so he's looking for Kwisatz. He finds it, which is huge. He also finds Convincing. Wow. He gets +1 currently from Tech Negotiations as well. There's suppose he draws Spice or Slow here. That's nuts. Yuna reveals for a couple of daggers. 2 persuasion, won't buy. Yuna's not bought many cards this game at all. So Tesia is going to retreat, which is going to give Yuna the extra spice. Tesia is going to bump the Emperor finally. Fremen Alliance looks really scary. Space Travel's been taken as well. That's that is purely Highliner fodder. Tesia Vernis is intended a Highliner here. Looks fairly likely. So Baron's going to be able to reship it in Stellar Shipping. See what he draws. He might find something pretty good. Does Baron go up and down and take troop transports? Or does he just go down and up and just, I don't know. Baron O'Conan is in a really funky spot here. I think the Baron is out of mining cards, though. If he was feeling really brave, he would take the Interstellar and go to, like, Still Suits and hope that he finds access to mining and take the Alliance from Unit. That would be really savage. But I don't think they're going to do it here. This game is on an absolute knife edge, by the way. This is really close. Really, really close, this. I can feel the tension just mounting a bit, especially with Ozzy and Arthur. Ozzy knows that he's got work to do here to stay in this tournament. Highliner being prepped. Allied Armada in the back pocket. Tessie Avernus is ready to go to war. Just Baron to go. Doesn't need to worry about passing. It's just them. So it depends how brave you're feeling as Baron. Like, Hardy Warriors would be, or Steel Suits with quick Kwisatz would be super brave, given the fact you didn't draw any mining access. And I don't remember what the rest of your deck was. I kind of want to look. But that would be suggesting... Well, I mean, he's going to be using Kwisatz Haderach here, so I guess there's no need to. And he's the only person in action. Throwing Camp is there. Recon, Dagger, and his Spice Must Flow, which is his next card. So, unfortunately, the Barons only get one more action here unless he starts multiple drawing. He'd love to find Throwing Camp. That'd be great. Dagger's not doing anything. Recon would also be good. I think with your Baron Harkonnen, I think you just gotta go double shipping here. And if you draw your Spice Must Flow or your Dagger, then so be it, I guess. But when Arakeen wants to double draw, maybe he's going to do it again. I don't know. The problem is you got 7 Persuasion, and this is now a really bad row for 7. Like, this is kind of a whole lot of nothing here. He does go for insertions. He's going to double ship, which I think is what he's got to do realistically. He goes up, he's getting Troop Transport, surely. Wow. Spice Taken. He's not going Spaceport, is he? Baron Harkonnen is going to get hold of Machine Culture endgame point, by the way. He's taking the troops. He's going Spaceport. I mean, he's gone up and down for a tech. He has to take it. The problem is he's now revealed information, so he's now committed here. If now he's flipped the card, he has to buy. He is going to go Spaceport here. Wow. Because he's found Spice Must Flow, he's going to just go all in here. So he draws 2 more cards. Recon is found. But the Baron is short here. He has only got 8 Persuasion, so does he remember that Throwing Camp's his last card and Arakeen would get him the Spice? Looks like they do. So Spice is going to be bought here. It's going to get him to 7. Couple of swords as well. They have strategic push. It's not really worth fighting for like that heavily, though, I think. 2 is good. I totally think this is fine. Baron's going to be careful, though. He's going to not be able to buy any more cards here is the issue. If he finds signaling again, like all 3 of his cards, like he's not using Machine Culture. So he gets a Spice, 2 swords. Spice for Slow is found. So that gets him to 7 points. This game is getting really, really close here. Baron Harkonnen has Chalmerky, remember. That could be huge. That could be really huge here. Arthur looking good for a spot in the next round here. Hard to see how he's going to come forth in this, but you never know. It's a weird game. No combat played. So, Ikaz wins it. 3 Spice, and he finds War Chest, which is not bad at all. Couple of Spice for the Baron. Yuna only gets 1, which means she is short of Highliner. So here we go. And it is 2 victory points. It is the battle for Carthag. It is neutral. So here we go. Big, big draw for Rossi. It's a massive turn, this. I feel he's got to win it. He finds his way to Highliner. He's got Carriol as well, which is huge. Tessie's got to go Highliner Carriol, right? Pay 6 spice, and then the water gets you back 7? Do you do anything else first? Is there anything else to do first? You've got Dune and Dagger. It's got to be Interstellar, Highliner, Carriel, right? You've got space travel and you've got guild admin, so you're pretty likely to have an option at Highliner next round. The question is, Yuna might cut you off though. It's gonna go Mentat first. Gonna get in position, try and make this combat a bit easier for themselves. Ekaz is up. Ekaz has drawn bizarrely. He's got 10 persuasion. He's found 3 liaisons again. But he's found no Liet Kynes! I think Ekaz has to try and find Liet Kynes here. If Liet Kynes is worth 8 persuasion currently. The problem is, it wouldn't get him to 2 spice or slows, though. It'd be 8, 14, it'd be 17 persuasion. And he doesn't have any action, so it actually wouldn't be great. He's found Lady Jessica instead! Now, if Lady Jessica was to find Liet Kynes and something else, he would get 2 spice more slows. I think Ekaz is going to selective reading here, and he's going to try and draw double spice. And I think he's going to get double spice. Baron up. Baron's going shipping. It's twice now that Baron's had shipping when he didn't think he was going to get it. They're not complaining. Yuna's got negotiated in hand. They've got their ring. Ring is active. And Yuna's got a threat in Highlander, right? Well, any ring use is going to threaten Highlander. Remember, of course, the ring... Pay 7 Solari, you get a bump, a troop, and a spice. So just ring anywhere. Doesn't have to even mine. You just go Carfag. Go smuggling. So rings can be played here. So Highlander's now threatened. So if Tezzy's going to go for it, you feel like she's going to have to do it now. Yuna could have anything. Point for Yuna. Yuna would now win the game if she could win this combat somehow. Does this force Tezzy's hand? Does it force her Highlander now? I still think Highlander and Great Flat is how I would proceed here. Just chuck everything in. Yeah, and I think that's exactly what's happening here. Yeah, Highlander's forced now. Feels she's got to get in front here. So Highlander's coming. It's almost all going in here. I'd say probably like at least 5 or 6. 7 in. Carriel's coming. I would have just put in 6, and then worked out from there. But I don't think it's going to make a big difference here. So Ekaz has got Jessica. It's got to be Jessica's the selective breeding, right? Draw 4 cards. You're looking for double spice. That's exactly what we're going to see here. Recon's going to go. So 4 cards here. Half of the remaining Ekaz. He's desperate to find Liet Kynes. There's Liet Kynes. There's 2. Any more? Oh my god! Whoa! Liet Kynes is worth 10! 10, 12, 14, 15, 17, 18, 20, 20, 24 persuasion there. Good grief. I didn't realise how many liaisons he'd been buying. Baron's going Tex. What's Baron doing? He can't get Spiceman's flow by going tech negotiation. He's short. What's he really want here? Troop transports? Artillery? Is he buying a tech so we can use Sonic Snoopers? That's the problem that he's got here. So the issue with the Baron, if he uses Sonic Snoopers, he loses the tech and Machine Culture then no longer operates. So I think he's buying this in order to have so he can actually trash with Sonic Snoopers. I think that's what's going on here. I think that's what's happening. So True Transport is hard bought here. Minimic turns up as the next tech. This game is going off the rails. And now he's going to Sonic Snoop. He's going to do it on the spot here. So, Push and Victor surely are both going. Machine Culture will be held for the point. So, big draw for Baron. What does he find? Whilst that Titian is okay, I guess. Ambush looks a lot better, though. Wow, 7 combat strength. Is that going to tempt Baron here to go Fremen camping? I wonder. You'd have a lot of firepower. Yuna up next. Yuna's going to go Carfag here, so she's going to go in. Oh, she finds Quid Pro Quo. That could be useful later on. To protect her, like, re-steal an alliance if he gets pinched by someone. You gotta use the ring, surely. How do you not use the ring there to, like, defend the spacing or something? Or take the Bene Gesserit point? That seems insane. Research Station played by Tesia. Fine space travel. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 has 10 persuasion. But can probably use space travel to fold space. And get a redraw. And think they're probably still good here. Remember, Ozzy has to... He's got to win this combat, he feels. If he loses combat, his tournament is probably over. But he's not going to be able to go Highlander again, so what's his next move going to be? I have no idea. So, Ekaz reveals for 24. I'm pretty sure it's 24. Liet's 10 with 5 before liaisons there. So 10, 12, 14, 15, 17, 18, 20, 22, 24. So 2 Spice Must Flows. He wishes he had called the market. So he's going to be at 2 Spice Must Flows. He have 6 Overhaul. It's not quite the triple Spice Buy we saw in the last tournament. We did have one game where we saw a triple Spice Buy. It was pretty crazy. It made the highlights for the last round. He buys bait Imperial Spy, just trying to fish for a better card here. So he's at 22. So he's got 4 more to spend if he wants to. Is there anything else worth getting here? I don't think so. I wouldn't get any more from him, though, because it's going to be almost impossible to find her again. You've got no real way of drawing anymore is the problem. Unless you're going to go high counts, unless you're looking to go instead of... Is he going selective breeding again? And he's going to put Tesia under pressure? I wonder. Tesia must be conscious of the fact that Ekaz is kind of quietly creeping up here. I think I just buy the 2 Spiceless Flows and call it a day here. I don't think I bother going fishing anymore. Take the 2 Spiceless Flows, gets you at 8 points, and kind of go from there. His next hand, by the way, could be absolute garbage. There's going to be a convincing. There's going to be a selective breeding. There's going to be a convincing and Spiceless Flow, I should say. I think there's a dagger. He does buy Gene Manipulation. I don't really like that. You could peel off a big card to your opponents. But he does it. 2 Spice Ball. Problem is, he's now got 17 cards, and you want to be seeing Jessica and Liet as much as possible, and that is not helping. Baron with an action. He's going to do the maths here. If he was to go Fremen camping and throwing troops in, he'd have 17 strength, 10 with the troops, and 7 with his intrigues. You can't imagine that he's good, though, with that, right? I can't imagine he's good. Tesia Venus is going to try in this game, by the way. If she wins this combat, she's got Signet Ring ready. She's going to look to move along. She's going to basically look to shift to the Emperor, get more troops in, buy Spice Must Flow, and then the Carrier Spice is going to enable an Armada. And Ozzy's going to look to win this game here. And as it stands, if that was to be the case, and Baron comes last, Floody will be eliminated in the only result that eliminates him. Which would be insane. And horribly unlucky. But the troops go in. But he's not getting another point. And I don't think Tessia Vernius can be stopped anymore. Unit just reveals. Unit just reveals and takes the point, and that's all she can do. Ozymandias with a monster last round here. Didn't bother trying to get the second spice. I'm just going to end it now. And here it comes. And now the shift happens. When I said way longer with bribery. Down and up. Gets more troops in. And this game is over. Tessia Vernius is going to win this. And Ozymandias is going to make his way. He's going to leapfrog from 6th place. And he's going to end up in the next round directly. Absolutely insane. Baron out of options. Oh, but Baron is going to get machine culture for the 8th point, though. And he has Chalmurky. So Arthur is probably going to hold on for a wildcard spot here. Poor Floody here. I feel terrible for you. It's the only result he could get eliminated on. And it's going to happen. Brutal. Tessia buys. Spice is good. Just going to play Armada for the sake of it. It doesn't really matter. The game is over. So, Tessia Vernius takes this down and wins. There'll be some swords thrown out here just for the sake of it. Baron will, might as well play here. There are still combat to be happening here. Yeah, we're still going here. There's still company played, guys. Arthur might as well play all the swords here and just chuck them in. The game is going to end, so get them in here. I don't know why they're retreating. I mean, whatever. I mean, the game's at the end, so should have already punted for that one. If ArthurDee Kaz can find corner the market and corner market only, he wins this game. And Floody stays in. He doesn't. He does not. So Ozymandias comes from behind to take this one down. And is going to be good here. Yuna will be second for Pelican. Ruffians is going to be last here. ArthurDee is going to hold on with Machine Culture and Chalmurky. Gets him into the next spot here. But it is no good. ArthurDee will finish with 13. Ozzy with 14. And Floody will be eliminated. It's a hell of a combat win from Ozzy. Can't fault that.
I got so lucky because my deck was so trash.
I mean, you were asking for loads of trouble. But to be honest, I thought originally your plan was going to be to like just highline. When I thought just highline, great flat, and then just get rid of highline next round, basically, and hope that you can't get there, I suppose, or something like that. But no, you found the way to end it this turn.
I wanted to have yeah, exactly.
So that was a great spot there. So yeah, win here gets you through to the next round. You'll make it through. Arthur is going to be a point short, and I feel horrible for Floody, who gets eliminated on 11 points on a win. They're going to be out, which is
11 points. Yeah, that's crazy. That is 11 points and out. That's crazy.
Yeah,
it's an average of getting first, second, third, and fourth, and you lose off that.
Ozzy jumps 4 spaces here, which is insane. Shows you how tight this group was, and it was coming in. Like,
yes,
it was raging.
It was. I think with this 4th place, I think I ended 6 points, but like that just was one hell of a group. I'll tell you, like 6 points. I don't feel bad about that at all. Like,
yeah,
I think I had 2/3, 2/4.
A lot of good plays.
There was some really good play for sure. I was digging for Chom directorship because that would have helped me a lot more than one.
Yeah, it was
slow.
so.
And I was hoping to find it, but
I'll be honest. I think I mean, the problem is you had plans, and then you bought flagship. You just started barreling into that, and the problem is that I would have thought you'd probably want to keep the Swordmaster just to get more actions, just to be.
Oh,
hitting actions more.
yeah, I know. The problem is out of the other techs there. Like I felt like I needed to use that. I needed to get points.
I
was at
didn't
2
hate. I didn't hate.
points.
I didn't hate using the spice to the flagship. I thought that was fine. But when you started using your Solari to pay for the troops, I was really unsure because the problem is you didn't have your Swordmaster, so you can put in troops, but it's hard for you to get them in a lot because you ain't got many actions.
Yeah,
Then people are always coming
yeah.
after you, so I think that was the problem there.
Well, it was a weird spot because I didn't quite. There was a time where I didn't. After I got my high council, I didn't quite have enough for Swordmaster, and then once I got flagship, and then I felt like that might be the only way I can just build up and try to
Try and find a combat.
try to get one of these 2-pointers. But
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
even have like I didn't have faction access either, so I mean I was
No,
really
I mean,
relying
you-
on.
you
Like,
put
I
in
mean
all from the
Jessica played
guns.
huge, but
Yeah.
I mean this was sweet. Like it would have been awesome if I could have got 3 Spice Must Flow. That would have been really cool.
Yeah, hard. I mean,
But,
it's hard. I think I've only seen that in the tournament once, and that wasn't the last one. We had a triple spice buy.
Yeah, it was sort of unlucky that the techs that were out there at the time too, because there's other things that would have been better. But yeah, I just kind of got pulled in a couple different directions, which was rough.
Pelican played. Pelican played pretty good as well. I can't fault. Like you played really good here. I think it was tough having Tesia and Baron on the sides. There's no question. But I mean, like in another world, you win this game. Like you're a touch unlucky in a way that Tesia sort of found all the points now. But you played.
Yeah, I got lucky. Really lucky.
Yeah, and it's a lot different if it goes one more round because I at least get 1 point from 1 point from plans within plans, but there's a chance I find and I get another spice must flow. Like I think in the next if I have another round, I might be up to 10 or 11, which
Yeah,
it's just
I
too
gotta
bad it
admit,
ended when it did.
I was stunned that it ended. Ozymandias
Yeah.
asleep.
I knew it was.
Yeah,
I knew. I was. That's what I was worried about.
Round.
Once they research station, and I knew, and they had already highlinered like the 2 points.
that was a
plus
bad
the
sign.
spice-
I had to draw exactly my signet rings to
Yeah.
for the round to end.
Yeah, had to find.
Yeah,
it.
I know. That's yeah.
Nice.
You got pretty lucky there, but yeah, I knew that's what you were
Lucky.
going for. You were only 3 points out. I'm surprised no one like yellow and red.
Yeah, I
you had
can't
the
believe
chance-
the Fremen Alliance Nova was fair contested.
I don't
which is
get it
insane.
because it was Blues. It was the end of Blues' turn. They had already revealed, and you guys still had actions that could have taken you either here or with your shipping bumps. You could have gone here, and then the next round easily taken that alliance. And I was
No one bothered.
very surprised because Blue was at like 8. I was
Yeah.
surprised that nobody
With,
did that.
With treachery face down, and I was playing conservative. I was-
Well,
Yeah,
treachery. I had treachery, and I already used it, right? So
My initial
Yeah.
plan was to steal yellow Fremen alliance during
Yeah,
the game,
yeah, I could tell it was set up.
but I was so scared of power play and there was another treachery, so
yeah, treachery.
I
Yeah.
just let Blue steal his alliance.
Yeah,
And
yeah, because you were set up to take it, but yeah, power play was very intimidating, and that would have been really uncomfortable because I didn't really. It's made logical sense for you to go there anyway, so even if you took the alliance, so yeah, I totally understand kind of peddling off from that. That seemed reasonable to me. So
The round before, not this time when I went to selective breeding, but the one before when I went there, and I think I got I got Liat Kynes that time too, and it was almost too like it's like I was glad I got it, but I think I had a Spice Must Flow without it, and it just made an awkward number, and I would have rather not draw in it so that I knew that I was drawing into the next round. So it was a little unfortunate on that one, but
yeah, I mean, it's the way it peeled off, of course, but yeah, obviously they didn't hurt. Like obviously having a little hunt through the deck, trying to see maybe you can find.
Yeah,
I guess, but it was.
I
tricky.
almost like I mean I guess someone pulled off all these cards, so it wasn't gonna come, but I almost maybe it was so worth it that I actually should have gone through the whole other.
Nah, I think you
persuasion.
gotta take the 2 spiceless flows.
Yeah,
if
I
you,
think
if you
so
don't find it
too.
immediately, you gotta take it. So
Yeah,
you know.
I know that's what I was thinking.
it was
I would have
not
won.
near.
I did the same thing in my third game. I did the same thing where I needed to get Chom directorship, which would have been worth like 3 points instead of Spice Must Flow, and I just went through the deck as much as I could, and I didn't find it. But if I had found it, I would have won the game. Instead, I came fourth. But it was the same idea. I just needed a poll until directorship came, and I never could.
It was far down. Far,
Yeah.
far.
Looks like it.
A
Let me
few
see.
matches from now.
Where the heck is this thing? Someone took it out of the deck. I
Well
swear.
played, gentlemen.
Oh, it's like the
so much.
10th from the bottom. It's way down there.
It's there somewhere. But yeah, anyways, it was a good
Alright.
game. So yeah, congrats Ozzy. Arthur will make the wild
Thanks for
cards and-
commentating.
Yeah, I hope you other two have enjoyed the tournament as well. Yeah, it's been good to have you.
Yeah. Good game, guys. Good luck to everyone moving on.
Well-
GG.
World class. Keep it up.
GG.
So here's confirmation of the final standings in Group D, and showing that Ozzy climbs 4 spaces and books his place into the knockout rounds directly. A great performance from him. I was looking really, really nervous for him for a lot of this game, but found the cards when he needed it. Big round 7 gets him over the line. ArthurDee will be joining Wizard of Wit in the wild cards. Josh Rugg will have to hope that his results are good enough for a spot as the 5th place, and Floody, 11 points, including a win, is not even going to get a sniff of it. He was going to be eliminated from this tournament by 0.03%, which is crazy. So thank you much for the company. I hope you've enjoyed this game. It's been really good. There is only a couple group games remaining, and then we'll be making our way into the wildcard shootouts, which should be a lot of fun. So I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you for watching. If you like what we do, you can follow the channel and all that good stuff. I'll have a Ko-Fi link in the description below. We will see you all in the next conflict.